Hi Taurus, and welcome to your 1st to the 15th of December tarot reading. So I'm doing it this way because there's just so much going on. We're heading to a brand new reset on a whole global level when all the planets hit Aquarius on December the 21st, and I felt it'd be too overloading to sort of do a whole month's reading. So I'm going to do it this way. It'd be very, very good, Taurus, to find out where in your birth chart the energy is going to manifest. All you need to do is find out where Uranus is on the cusp of that house, or where Uranus falls in your natal chart, and it's quite easy to blend the archetypes or get a reading. It's a very, very good time to get an astrology reading for the next 3 months, if that's at all possible. The links to my website will be below, or just do it on your own. It's very, very straightforward to get your own birth chart done. So the two Lenormands you got is the clock, and then you get the sun, which is absolutely beautiful card. You know, the sun card is obviously the same as the sun card in the tarot reading. I regard the sun card is the most positive omen possible to have. Okay, when it shows up in my normal tarot readings, or even for myself, I don't even do the reading. I just know that what I'm dealing with is going to be resolved in an extremely, extremely positive way. So whatever you've got in your mind, Taurus, I sort of feel that it's all going to be okay. There might be an issue with timing, with dealing with, you know, the workings of life. You know, the workings of life can be waiting on dates, that sort of thing. There might be a bit of an issue with that, but there's guaranteed. If I pulled these cards for any question I have, I would just say nothing to worry about. It's all going to be resolved. Anyhow, sorry Taurus, just give me a minute to focus my energy. I found the readings are actually quite big for everyone. And I'd be very, very surprised if it's not going to be a huge reading for you, since you've got Uranus transiting Taurus. So I think it might free you up a little bit, because Aquarius energy is much more freer than Saturn energy. But let me have a look. Let me have a look before I go on. So I'm going to do the normal reading, but I'm not doing what lies behind you. So I can just focus on these 2 weeks. So give me one more minute, one more cut of the cards. So try and guide Taurus through this 1st to the 15th of December. Everyone's had the same pattern, by the way, just to let you know. So what you want is the Ace of Pentacles. The gift is Temperance, which comes right after the Death card. The challenge is a Nine of Cups. 4 of Cups in your relationships. Okay, not feeling very much oomph here, Taurus. There's something being offered, but your energy is a little bit in inertia. Okay, so inertia is that feeling of flatness. 7 of Swords in your money and work. I will clarify. I have to clarify everything. The Magician at a soul level. That's very beautiful. And then the outcome is the Moon. Anything else to say with the Moon? And then you get the Rebirth card. That's always a very positive yes card. So what you want is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is either, the aces always represent a new beginning, yeah? You've got the Magician at soul level, which is all the aces, yeah? It's very, very much about self-empowerment. You know, empowering yourself, moving forward into a new chapter in a very, very self-empowered way. That's what you're looking for. Because it's the Ace of Pentacles, it's probably about a new job, might be a new home. Because the Seven of Swords showing up there, there's a little bit of past and future, or even a little bit of feeling of being stuck here. I will clarify it. So what you want is Ace of Pentacles. What's helping you get the Ace of Pentacles is Temperance. Temperance is about the middle path, no extremities of behaviour, not pushing too hard, not it's like Temperance comes right after the Death card. So I don't know if there's been some sort of change. And the Temperance is very, very much about being very, very balanced. Because it's a Pentacle card, I cannot help thinking this is something around your resources. So clarify the Seven of Swords for me, please. Okay, so the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is about hearing news. The Knight of Wands brings news, always. Quite fast-moving news, quite unexpected news coming your way. This is also a fire sign, so is this, but this is what's helping you get the Ace of Pentacles. I think this is about some sort of new opportunity that you're looking for, which is very much based on being empowered, being resourced. Remember, that's what Taurus stands for, being resourced and empowered. The Seven of Swords came first, and the Seven of Swords is one of these, I find it quite it's a thinking card. So trying to think your way either to the past or the future. So you're not in the future yet, but you're not where you were. So it's a little bit of a, I want to say the word frustrating card. I would say all the sevens were a little bit frustration because they don't bring a lot of action. It's a little bit like, oh my God, shall I go forward or shall I go back? And then in the meantime, we're going round and round in circles. But then here comes the Knight of Wands. That's a fire sign. This is fire energy, which is helping you get the Ace. So if some of you are looking for something to give you more pentacles, which just about most people are, so more pentacles, more financial empowerment, or even just a new job, this is really, really a good sign. But I would say the Knight of Wands didn't come first, it came second. Which means I would say when maybe the first week you'll be in the Seven of Swords, and then the Knight of Wands comes. The Knight of Wands brings news, generally quite quick news, okay? News of movement. But first of all, this spending time in the Seven of Swords, it's almost like a working something through card, but it's not quite reached its conclusion yet. So, you know, things reach their conclusion in the tens, and you're not quite there yet, but something, you're going to have a movement. The Knight of Wands always brings a movement, guaranteed change, which is helping you get the Ace of Pentacles. So this change might come through a Sagittarius, yeah, a fire sign person. Maybe there'll be some sort of offer which helps you feel a little bit more financially resourced. The challenge is the Nine of Cups. And that Four of Cups, look, this is an offer, but boy, Taurus, you're really, really not, it's almost like your energy is a little bit emotionally flat. The Four of Cups isn't a bad card. None of the fours are, because they have a sense of security around them. But I don't know if some of you have developed a sense of security. I almost want to say, is it making you happy? So we can have security, but we don't have joy. So some people have built their security as, you know, a castle far away from people. Some people have relationships but there's no joy in them. But the Four of Cups is a card of being quite stable but not having much. You're just staring at this cup and look at your challenge. the Nine of Cups. So it might be this cup you've been offered is coming from a very, very self-serving person. The Nine of Cups could be quite a narcissist. In a way, looks after himself. So you might be going, hey, I'm not interested in that cup. Fantastic. Or there's a lack of emotional fire, because fire's passion. There's a lack of oomph in your emotional life here. I'll ask why. We always get, everyone gets the same, yeah, the Emperor. So the Emperor's a little bit focused on his pentacle. Yeah, he goes out, he makes his living. That's what the Emperor's job is, yeah. So some of you are, your energy's more on here rather than emotional, or you're just feeling quite guarded, Taurus. Yeah, the Emperor's not the most, or you're dealing with someone, he's a 4 again. So the Emperor with the 4 of Cups would be very much like, well, this is my private world. I'm quite secure where I am. And quite often the Emperor is putting love over there, which is not always a negative. It's really, you know, sometimes it's quite good to do it at times in our life where we need to focus on other things. The trick is always, am I doing this because it's where I want to be, or am I doing it because I don't want to let anyone in? That's how you work with these cards. Because wish fulfillment as a challenge is like, okay, I'm at where I'm at. I'm not feeling the most incredible connection with my heart and joy though. So only you can really consider that and consider where you're at with that, Taurus. What is it that you want? Remember, it's a reset, December the 21st. You don't want to be going to that reset with stories from the past. We want as much as we can to be in our alignment and in our truth, which is very interesting with the Magician at soul level, because he holds all the aces. So it's not just the Ace of Pentacles. This is about getting your soul ready for a reset in all areas of your life. So a little bit like, yeah, I will have a new start in my love. Even if I'm in an existing relationship, we can bring fire and passion to it, yeah. We can bring clarity and all this new energy. So there's something very, very... Because when the Magician shows up, it's about someone who's being empowered from the inside out. And we don't always see it. We don't always see the action. Sometimes for a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of months. I've not generally seen it as much as a couple of months, because it's like you're building this strength from within in order to go forward and launch yourself, yeah? That's sort of what the Magician is showing. I really, really like that actually. I might clarify it. And then you get the Moon card. So the Moon card can represent, again, it's about being in the unknown, but it's about self-care, nurturing, attending to your own heart, your own needs. I quite like the Moon when it shows up, because ultimately when we care for ourselves, we don't go forward into relationships with an empty cup saying, fill me. Yeah, we're already fulfilled. And then you get the Judgment card, which is a very interesting card to show up, because this is rebirth, regeneration, coming out of that feeling of... so the Judgment card and the Death card work hand in hand. It's the death rebirth cycle, you know, the dark night of the soul, and then, hey, I'm alive again. Very, very much what we all go through. This is coming out of the opposite side of something. That's probably what the solar energy is about, this sense of breaking free. So I think the trick with this reading is working out what this Magician, because he's working on you really, really hard. And it's almost like when it shows up in the reading, you know, see, sometimes I do a lot of, it might be a relationship dynamic, and we feel nothing's happening, but boy, is it happening. But it's happening from the inside out. And then it shows up when we break free of old patterns. So there might be a little bit of old patterns of being a little bit like this in your love life. So rather than standing up and saying yes, 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 it's sort of more, you know, I'm sort of okay as I am, but not really. Do you get what I'm saying? So what's this Magician doing? It's a fantastic card to shop at. Yeah, look, there's the Two of Cups. It's almost some of you need to allow yourselves to fall in love again, guys. It might be an existing relationship that needs to be brought back from the dead. But allowing yourself to fall in love again is, because that Four of Cups, that's how it's been showing up to me. It's like, oh, I'm okay as I am, which is wonderful. But Taurus, you're ruled by Venus, which is love. So love is such a great value for you. And the Magician with the Two of Cups, I'm wondering if some of you are, it's almost like trying to bring a soul power back to your life. It's almost like, now I'm not going to say that you're going to jump out and go forward and make all your dreams come true. But there might be some work to do, is in what, why do I feel this way? And okay, I have safety, but there's almost a sense of emotional apathy. The Magician with the Two of Cups is really wants to change that, and maybe that's what's bringing you, some of you, back from the dead. Now, around finances, I would say there's going to be change towards, maybe towards the second week of December. The first card's always the most important, and it's a little bit like, and this is like, oh gosh, is what I've been doing, has it been working? I feel I need to move on. Yeah. And then the Knight of Wands tends to bring some sort of change into your life, quite news coming your way. So that's it. I'm trying to think. So the natural zodiac would have Aquarius in your 10th house, is that right? I'm trying to think the natural zodiac, 10th house, the house of your place in this world, can be about career. You know, it's not always, but I mean, it is about work, duty, obligation. So that's maybe where the big change is coming from you. But we do have a personal chart, and it's all, what we'd need to know is what your ascendant is, because we can work it out from your ascendant about where it's sort of, so there's probably change that wants to happen in your career and what you do on a daily basis, which would make sense with these readings. But in your personal chart, that would be a whole different story, okay? Taurus, I almost want to ask, what makes you feel totally alive? What makes you feel so alive that you want to get out of bed every day and run and do it? Because maybe there's a feeling that you've been keeping yourself too small, and we all do that. I have never met anyone who doesn't have a self-esteem deficiency. Anyone. I was told once that someone knew someone who didn't. And he's a big boxer guy. But I don't know, I'm not convinced. I think everyone has a deficit. It's for some it might be around their emotional life. So, oh, what's the point? Some of you it might be about your career, and what your soul really wants to do is launch something brand new in this Knight of Wands, which is so passionate, yeah. And there might be some breaking free, natural zodiac. That's how this will be playing out. And a lot of you, your soul wants to open up to love again. And then move to the Judgment card. You know, this, oh, I'm not living buried alive anymore. That was a little bit of a intense reading. So I'm laughing, everyone's has been, and that's why I've had to do it for 2 weeks rather than a month. I don't think I could have coped. So much love, guys. And thank you for all of you who support me. You know exactly who you are. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Lots of love. Bye.